Hello guys, this is Fan, and welcome to another N-Scale video. So it's been a while since I've done a N-Scale video, and none of my N-Scale videos have actually been in-depth like this. But yeah, I do in this video, and to come, hopefully more of these type of videos. If you guys are into that, give the video a like and let me know in the comments. So basically, I'm going to be showing off some projects I have going on and some recent additions I have to my collection. So this first car, this is a Fox Valley Models, I believe, Union Pacific CMO coal car. And I think it is Fox Valley Models, but this car did not come with a box. My friend picked it up, and he gave it to me since it didn't really fit his era, and it didn't come with a box. But I'm still really glad I got this car, thankful that he gave it to me. And there are a couple things I hopefully plan to change about this car. One, as you can see, let me just zoom in here. So as you can see there, the coupler, well, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, wait. It's kind of hard to tell, but the coupler is a little messed up. Like it does not couple to anything, unfortunately. The other end, though, is perfectly fine. So I normally run it at the end of trains. But yeah, I hope to eventually change that coupler, and if not, I'll just run it at the end of whatever trains I'm running it on. And then also something I would like to change is the wheels on this car. And I would like to change them just because I believe they are plastic. And I just think metal wheels are so much better. I guess it is kind of debatable, but in my experience, metal wheels are a lot better than plastic wheels. But yes, I do plan to change those wheels on this car. So next up, I have a Kato SD70ace. So this engine, is NS1072, the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit, and as you can tell, it does not stay on the tracks well because its front truck is actually screwed up. And yeah, I need to fix that at some point. This was actually my first ever N-scale locomotive. And it is a really nice model when it decides to run. But unfortunately, I messed up the front truck. And then once I get a new truck, I also do plan to get a decoder for it. So I will put a decoder into this once I get it back to running standards. And then next up, I have some recently acquired freight cars, and starting with the first one. This is a Katy Sand Car or mini hopper, whatever you want to call it. I believe these carry sand, but correct me if I'm wrong. I picked up this car because I actually have another Katy car, another small mini hopper like this. And I'll just show that in the video real quick. There we go. So that was one reason I picked it up, and it was a lot cheaper than I thought. So I also decided to pick it up for that reason. And yeah, some other cars I picked up recently. And this is a BNSF 4600 3-bay center flow hopper. And this is from Athearn. And if I forgot to mention, the other car was from Athearn. And when I first saw this model, I immediately knew I was going to buy it. It runs very well, the metal wheels. And some people say they have problems with the Athearn couplers, but this one's couplers are actually really nice. They behave really well, which I can't say with all my Athearn cars. But this one definitely is worth every penny, and I'm glad I picked it up. And another car I've picked up, which I actually picked this one up at the same time as the BNSF. This one is by Trainworks, which is the first car I've ever got from this brand or company. I did hear about them before, but I just did not ever think I would end up buying them. But I saw this at the train store, and I really liked it. I liked the orange, even though the camera's kind of making it look red, but it is orange. And yeah, it looks really nice, and the price was right, in my opinion. So I bought it, and this car does run very well, and I definitely plan to purchase more cars from Trainworks. And then here I will be talking about some more locomotives. So first up, I have this Kato EMD SD70M, and this is painted for CSX, and it is number 4695. And yes, I am aware that I am missing part of the handrail right there. I do plan on fixing that at some point, but it is not my biggest concern right now. Some plans I have for this engine, I do eventually plan to patch it for PRLX, since I have seen a ex-CSX PRLX SD70M, still in CSX paint, but just with a PRLX patch over it. And unfortunately, Kato didn't do CSX 4694 in the most recent run of SD70Ms, but 4695, in my opinion, was close enough. So that is the number I chose, and eventually plan to patch it for PRLX. And I picked up this unit because it is just a really nice looking model, and I had in mind that I would eventually patch it. But I definitely do recommend these units. Kato did a fantastic job on them. I know they just released some UP ones, which I eventually do hopefully plan to pick up at some point in the near future. But they are just outstanding models, and I definitely recommend you guys pick one up. So after that, another locomotive. If I can just put this one away really quickly. Okay, so the next unit I have is another recent purchase. I actually bought this unit at the same time as I was buying the BNSF hopper and the L&N gondola. Or gondola. I know someone would have mentioned me in the comments saying it's gondola. Whichever way you say it, potato, potato. But yeah, this is a CSX EMD SD70ace. And the reason I picked this up was I thought it looked really nice, and I also picked it up because for the last couple months or so, I've been working on this Kato SD70ace shell and turning it into an SD70M-2. Now, the shell is an SD70ace. Rivet counters are going to call me out on that. But this is as close as I could get it. This unit actually started out as NS1074, the Lackawanna. And the motor on that unit was absolutely bad. It was unable to run, unfortunately. And it was beyond repair. But I picked up the CSX for a reason that if you guys just give me a second, I will show you why. And this is why. Because I am able to take the NS shell and put it onto the CSX body, and then I have the CSX shell. So that is the main reason I picked it up. So now I can run an NS SD70M-2, or I could run a CSX SD70ace. Eventually, I might end up selling just the shell of this. And yeah, moving along with the NS shell. So a couple things I would like to do to this unit is move the front coupler to microtrains. The back coupler is already microtrains, but I would like to have them both be microtrains just because Kato couplers are pretty alright, I'll say. And then also something, the light board, which connects the light to the ditch lights, actually was broken. So only light goes to one ditch light, so I actually recently ordered one new one from Kato's website, and that should get here hopefully soon. So now I will have both ditch lights working on this model at some point. So yeah, and then the two last things I believe I wanted to mention are these. Now these are, sorry, it doesn't fit in the frame, I guess, like that. Wait, I'll put this one here, and then here is this one. So this is a, I'm not even gonna act like I know what this is, or what the model type is, or whatever. It says N-Scale Greenbrier Gunderson 5 something. This is a hopper car, and then the other one is also KCS, but it is in a different paint scheme. I got this one because I'm a really big fan of the Southern Belle paint scheme, and I like the scheme on this car. And then the other one I picked up just because I thought it would go with my other KCS one, and this one is just a gray hopper. And I thought the price was right for these. They're very detailed cars. They run very well. The only slight little issue I have is the couplers. Now they work for 90% of the time, but they're kind of like the Kato couplers. They don't work 100% of the time. But that is not an issue at all, in my opinion. These are absolutely wonderful, wonderful cars, and I definitely do recommend, if you don't have some, at least pick one of them up, because they may be a little more expensive than some cars, but I definitely think they're worth it. And that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want to see more of this, comment down below. And in conclusion, I will see you guys in the next video.